we know how winds are formed. In our previous lesson, we discussed that air moves from a high pressure zone to a low pressure zone. The movement of air from a high pressure zone to a low pressure zone causes wind. Can you recollect what we discussed about the speed of the wind? The speed of the wind depends on the difference in pressure between the two zones. Thus, greater the pressure difference, greater will be the speed of wind. The next important point that we will discuss is how the pressure difference is created in the air. How do you think it's created? One of the reasons could be the difference in the temperature on different parts of Earth's surface. In simple words, the difference in temperature causes the difference in air pressure. How does the temperature difference affect the air pressure? It is quite easy to understand. The difference in temperature leads to warm air in some areas and cool air in the others. Let's say there's warm air here above the ground and cool air here higher up above the ground. As we know, cool air is denser than warm air. When air absorbs heat, it becomes less dense and starts rising upwards. The opposite is true for cool air. The molecules of cool air are closer and denser compared to the warm air. What does this tell us? This tells us why warm, less dense air rises up and the cool, more dense air sinks down. What is this movement of fluids called as? The up and down movement caused in air due to the change in temperature is called convection current. We have already discussed about convection currents in our earlier lessons. This was an example of convection taking place in nature. The air in the hot areas of the earth becomes warm and rises up. At the same time, the cool air from the surroundings sinks down to replace the warm air. Why? Let's do a quick recap. The warm air is lighter, that is less dense, and hence it rises up resulting in low pressure below it. This area of low pressure is filled in by cool air from around that area. Since the cool air is denser than warm air, it sinks down from the high pressure area to the low pressure area. So what does this really tell us? Wind often moves from areas where it's colder to area where it's warmer. Yes, that's the basic idea. It's all interconnected. The difference in temperature causes the difference in air pressure. This results in movement of air from a high pressure area to a low pressure area. This air movement in the nature causes wind currents.